Hey guys, Comic Boom here to review Heroes in Crisis number 2. There was a surprise revelation in here. Now, we know who died in the first issue, okay? We knew that Wally West was among the dead. We know that Arsenal was among the dead. Those are really the only two that really mattered. And rumor has it that Poison Ivy was killed, but Poison Ivy's body wasn't anywhere in issue 1. But Poison Ivy is mentioned here by Booster Gold to have been one of the ones that was killed. But her death is not shown in here. So it's rather curious. Now Harley Quinn has a reaction, reacts to Harley Quinn reacts to Poison Ivy's supposed death. But again, it's not shown in here. Instead, with Heroes in Crisis, we have more 9-panel grids. We got a little bit more information in terms of what's going on here. So, first of all, let's just back up a little bit. Quick recap: in issue 1 of Heroes in Crisis, we are introduced to a place called the Sanctuary, which is a place where heroes go to basically deal with their PTSD. And a lot of heroes and villains go there because they deal with violence all the time, and it really screws up their relationships. It really it screws them up. So they got a place that they need to go, that they can be helped, and that they have the privacy and the professional help that they need to overcome their psychological problems. Now, here's the thing. A lot of interesting revelations here. Batman reveals in issue 2 here that, this was supposed to be a safe place, that everyone who confides in Sanctuary, everybody that goes to Sanctuary, and incidentally, when they're confiding and they're talking to, if you're wondering who all the people in the 9-panel grids are talking to, apparently they're talking to a robotic, basically a computer. They're talking to a computer psychiatrist, a computer psychologist, whatever. And everything's recorded, but everything, once it's recorded, it's also destroyed immediately, according to Batman, and that it's kept confidential. Now that's interesting, because at the end of this issue, somebody sends Arsenal's therapy sessions. They were taped, and sends them to Lois Lane at the Planet, and basically claims to be sort of like the peddler. Now, if you're wondering who the peddler is, the person that did all the killing, whoever was the murderer, they refer to themselves as the puddlers are all dead. Yes, it said the puddlers are all dead. And a puddler is a term for those who work in irons to make weapons. Puddlers skim the molten metal, remove the impurities so that the iron can be strong. So if you're a puddler, you remove the impurities. So the puddlers are all dead, so they're like maybe the wannabes or whatever. But in any event, what does that have to do with the story so far? We're not really sure, but this information about puddlers has been sent to Lois Lane, along with some of the recorded sessions with Arsenal, who was among the victims. Now, a couple of things here. The Trinity, actually, we see some of the videotape of the therapy sessions for the Trinity. We see one from Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. And somewhat predictable, don't really reveal all that much. We see that Batman talks about, he's really depressed because, he's lost 4 sidekicks, so he really doesn't like watching his sidekicks die all the time, and he gets really depressed. Oh my God, he puts his hands to his forehead, and I guess that's not surprising. Yeah, I imagine that would be upsetting. I don't know if that really reveals all that much, but, it is what it is. Okay. Superman, what does he reveal? He reveals that he's not really sure if he's Clark Kent trying to be a better Superman, or if he's Superman trying to show flaws as Clark Kent, or some stupid thing. Anyways, not a lot. Tom King, you can tell, really hasn't put a lot of thought into what these people are saying. It's just all nonsense. It's very cliche, very by the book. Nothing really revelatory, quite frankly, for the Trinity. Very disappointing, quite frankly. Wonder Woman, Tom King puts a little bit more forethought in. Wonder Woman apparently has, she's got maybe some post-traumatic stress issues from when she was young, watching her mother be injured, and walking in on her mother being cared to from a sword wound, or from a wound from a sword. And now whenever Wonder Woman has a similar experience or that same dream about her mom, she bites her lip, so it's sort of a nervous reaction she has. Some people with PTSD will have a physical reaction of some kind that they go back, that they keep repeating on and off again as they as whenever they have a trigger, something triggers them to react in similar ways as those same triggers occur. And Wonder Woman's might be biting her lip, maybe. So we get that from Wonder Woman. I've collected Wonder Woman comics for 40 years. I don't think I've ever seen a comic book, a single panel where Wonder Woman's bitten her lip. So I guess now that since Tom King is the new Jeff Johns of the DC universe, maybe we should prepare for Wonder Woman with more Wonder Woman biting her lip in future issues. That's what's going to happen now. Next time she walks in with somebody being stabbed, Wonder Woman's going to bite her lip. Yeah, so this stuff is, I don't know what, I got to tell you, I think you can tell by the way I'm reacting to this. This is probably my 6th time trying to do a review of this, because I'm just not a big fan of this issue. But it's not like a bad issue. It's kind of entertaining, but for all the wrong reasons. I got good laughs out of this issue, but I can't take this seriously. I can't. I just, I gave up on Wally West. I don't care that he's dead. I don't care that Arsenal's dead. I don't care that Poison Ivy's dead. I just don't. They can kill off Harley for all I care too. She's overused anyway. Her and Deadpool should go the way of the dodo bird. I don't care. It's that. It's just literally like that. It's hard for me to take. I don't take the subject matter seriously because I really don't get a sense that Tom King is taking the subject matter seriously. I don't. I just really don't. And especially when you got probably the worst scene in here, the most cringeworthy scene in here, and there's a lot of them. There's a fight scene which is so absurd you actually have to see it to believe it. Harley Quinn defeats the Trinity. They corner Harley Quinn because Harley, bear in mind this all takes place in a couple of hours here, so bear in mind that the massacre occurs at Sanctuary. Booster Gold and Harley Quinn they think the other one has done all the killing, and so they get into a fight, and that's where the first issue picks up, is immediately following the massacre. Harley Quinn and Booster Gold are fighting each other, or rather Booster Gold takes off and Harley Quinn follows Booster Gold into a cafeteria, and then they end up fighting each other. But that takes place relatively soon after the massacre, and then at the end of their fight, Harley Quinn ends up going to Penguin's lair, which I believe is it's in Gotham City, but I'm assuming because it's surrounded by penguins, and it's snowing in Gotham at that time. She goes to Penguin. Penguin gives her information about where to go hide out, because she needs help to go hide out, because she says people are after her, namely the Trinity, because she thinks they're going to come after her, and she's right about that. And bear in mind, she's got no transportation. She's got no vehicle. She's apparently doing this she's walking. She then walks apparently back to Kansas, back near the Sanctuary, or back near a hideout. And so Tom King does a terrible job. We don't know where all these things are taking place. But Harley Quinn, how she gets to where she's going, we don't know exactly where she is. We don't even know actually exactly where Sanctuary is, to be honest. I'm guessing it's Kansas. So very bad, poor job in sort of geographically saying where all these things are located, which is, it's just, it's a nitpick, but you know what? For me, it's not a nitpick because it bugs me. It bugs me. It's lazy writing. It's lazy writing. Say where they're at, right? And help the reader along a little bit. Just stop being so lazy. But anyway, so the Trinity finds her, and all Wonder Woman has to do is throw her magic lasso around Harley. Harley will tell her the truth, and the magic lasso will help Harley see the truth of what she saw. It's that simple. This is not a murder. This is not rocket science. But Harley Quinn manages to steal Wonder Woman's magic lasso, do a backflip, land on Batman, throw the magic lasso around Batman's neck, have Batman confess to actually having kryptonite, which he denied having earlier to stop Superman. But he reveals the kryptonite, takes out the kryptonite. Harley Quinn takes out the kryptonite because Batman confesses that's what he has to stop Superman in his utility belt. Uses the kryptonite on Superman, and then Harley Quinn escapes. Now, why doesn't Wonder Woman stop Harley Quinn? Where does Harley Quinn go? They're in the middle of a field. Where can she go? How can she escape? She can't. Wonder Woman would stop her, but Wonder Woman doesn't. How do I know that? Because before Wonder Woman would naturally stop her, the scene transitions to a different scene. It's so bad. It's so bad. But here's where you're supposed to avoid, and you're not supposed to focus on that, but that's what I focused on. Tom King wants you to focus on the dialogue that takes place. And the dialogue is about as bad, possibly worse, than the scene that I just described in terms of choreography and structure and everything else. Literally the same, everyone speaks with the same manner of speech, the same curt sentences, the same sort of back and forth, the same sort of diatribe, the same verbal patterns. You could literally intersperse the dialogue, patterns of dialogue to different characters, and it wouldn't matter. Nobody has their own voice either, and this is a particularly disappointing issue in terms of, this is frustrating to read. It's a frustrating read. Actually, the only person, Booster Gold, who is actually the one who is, I mean, he was written quite terribly by Tom King when he was in Batman. The excuse, of course, that Tom King has is, well, he's got PTSD. That's why I wrote him out of character, because he was supposed to be out of character. Uh-huh. Okay. Fine. But his dialogue here is actually good, but he's the most honest. It's the most straightforward. Overall, it's a mystery, but I don't really care. Is Wally West the murderer? They're probably going to make Wally West the murderer. Wally West probably isn't dead. Why would Wally West be the murderer? Because it's the darkening of the DC universe. Wally West is supposed to symbolize rebirth, and what better way to give a middle finger to rebirth than for Wally West to be a murderer now and a killer. And, let's just put that stain right on there for all us Flash fans, so that we can go back to enjoying, which I'm not, the most boring Flash. I mean, I remember rejoicing when Barry Allen was killed in Crisis on Infinite Earths. He's better off dead. He was the one character that should stay dead. Barry Allen remaining dead was crucial. As long as the Flash is dead, we have no more crises. But you bring Flash back, and boom, we get all these crises. Oh my God. Kill off Barry Allen. It's such a simple fix, but that's me. Maybe Barry Allen will be the murderer. That's what I'd like, but that ain't gonna happen. In any event, there's other stuff that happens here, guys, but I just don't care, and I'm not gonna recommend you pick up this comic book. You probably will, just from the cover, and it's all right. If you don't read a lot of comics, you'll enjoy it, because you won't know enough to know that all these characters are out of character. You won't know that. So you'll enjoy it more. But God forbid you have some token familiarity with any of the characters. You're probably going to be shaking your head. And hey, man, if you want to see how Harley Quinn takes out the Trinity, wow, pick it up. And also, I should say something about the art. It was okay. It was mediocre. Clayman's art's been used better. He's not particularly good at he's not good at doing a fight scene. The fight scene between Harley Quinn and the Trinity was particularly disappointing. It wasn't particularly well drawn, and of course, there's not much you can do, because there's no way you can draw a scene where it's going to make any sense that Harley Quinn takes out the Trinity. And I realized that, in the words of Kurt Busiek one time, Kurt Busiek, the writer, he posted on Twitter one time, I think somebody was debating who would win in a fight, Batman versus Bronze Tiger, and I think he tweeted something to the effect that it depends on who the writer is. And he's absolutely right. So Tom King can write whatever he wants in terms of who's going to win a fight. I get that. But it's just, this is really forced writing. It's so obvious here that this is being dragged out. Oh my God. So that we can have more 9-panel grids and get into this incredible insight into B-level and even A-list characters. So now, I mean, aren't we all happy that Wonder Woman bites her lip and Batman, surprise, gets a little depressed when his sidekick gets killed? Good grief. Who would have thought PTSD could be this boring? In any event, guys, tell me what you think of Heroes in Crisis #2. I'm sure some of you enjoyed it more than I did. I apologize for being such a negative Nelly on this, but trust me, this is my 6th kick at the cat. I had much more colorful language to describe what I thought of this issue. But it's Halloween, and I'm on a sugar high, so... Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Sorry for the negativity. And hit the subscribe button, or you probably won't after this depressing video. But it's all good. Hopefully the next issue will be a little bit better. I'm a glutton for punishment. I'll probably pick it up and read it, despite my better judgment. But maybe it'll have a good cover, too. Guys, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter at Metropolis40. And until next time, Comic Boom, out.